You're watching the AM show. If you've just joined me here on the show, well, good morning to you. Thank you. I love your company. And I also, of course, want to hear from you. So get interactive. Send me an SMS or a WhatsApp message on 050-826-3881. 050-826-3881. I would love to hear from you here on the show. Some messages. Good morning, Mama V. Bolga in the news for chieftaincy clashes, a very sad one. They should take a clue from Boko for being the beacon of peace in Upper East. And kindly do not call me, because if you call me, you disrupt my reading of the messages. Okay, so Jojo, not War, I'm Kawawa Atirandon from Boko sending me this message. Well, I'm grateful for the message that you've sent, Don. Here's another one that simply says, Joy News Onapo. Well, we thank you. This one says, good morning, Mama V. I hope you repeat the song. It just reminded me to pray after waking up. Well, anything you want me to do, I will do for you. So if you want a repeat of Pray For Me, why not? We will bring it back right here. This one says, where's Roland? For 2 days, I've not seen him. I miss him. That's from Kingsford in Akachi. Well, I don't know where Roland is really. I know where I am. Right here with you. This one says, Mamavi, we need our money, not apology. Chemical from Nkonya. And I can imagine you've been deleted, even though you exist. Apparently, you're a ghost. Well, we'll see what happens. I really like your outfit. Okay. All right, you. Thank you very much. Kindly just add your name when you send me a message. This one says, I watch Joy News every morning before school. That's from Amenu from Brekum, Katsi, sending that message. And here's another one that says, just want to thank God for giving me and my family another new day, from Confidence in Kwetoy in the Volta region. One last one, and then I'll turn my attention to the newspapers. It says, good morning to you, Mama V. Thank you. Help me say good morning to all 2016 batch of Y Unique Amas, especially my lovely girl, Jamila. I miss them all. Oh, Hamid. Hey, is it Oms Law from Y Amas? Well, thank you for the message. I'll continue with the messages in a bit, but let's get into the newspapers. And I'd like to start with the Finder newspaper. So today's Finder, Army worm invasion spreads to 30 districts. Details in the paper this morning. Contracts 70% for Ghanaians. That's the banner headline here, though. It just says contract 70% for Ghanaians. Justice Enini Yabua calls for action against media abuse is another headline. NDC group kicks against Mahama's return as flag bearer. Now, we've got to touch on all the stories. Let's start with this NDC group kicking against Mahama's return as flag bearer. That story is on page 2. Okay, I guess the headline says it. So why don't we just go somewhere else and look for a little detail of another story. Maybe the issue of army worm is very disturbing. Story by Ajwa Ochridako in Kumasi says the invasion of the fall army worm on maize farms in the Ashanti region has now spread onto all the 30 administrative districts instead of the 13 initially reported. The Ashanti Regional Director of Agric, Joseph Farlong, who made this known in an interview in Kumasi, further disclosed that the number of farms attacked has also shot up from 500 to almost 1,000 hectares during the same period. And he noted that some of the farms being cultivated under the government flagship Agric program, Planting for Food and Jobs projects, have also been attacked. Now, it looks like this is getting really serious. We need something to halt it real quick. This story on Justice Enini Yabua, okay, that's on page 16. Just a little bit of it, and then we'll jump straight up into the Daily Graphic newspaper. All right, here we are, page 16. It says, Mr. Justice Enini Yabua, a Supreme Court judge, has urged the National Media Commission and other relevant authorities to enforce the regulations against media excesses and professional misconduct that encourage moral decadence and undermine national ethics. He's also appealed to Parliament to ensure the passage of the Broadcasting and Right to Information bills into laws. There's more details here. NHIS debt, Christian Council, Catholic bishops demand payments. and the National Health Insurance Scheme owes the Christian Health Association of Ghana hospitals in excess of some 200 million Ghana cedis. And they say several efforts to reclaim the money have not yielded much. And so they've issued this joint communique. There's details of that. We will jump into those matters when we settle down for AM Talk later this morning. Let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the Graphic, President in Senegal to begin 3-nation tour. Also, soldier taxi driver arrested for robbery. 2 other soldiers on the run. The last time I checked, soldiers, they don't get themselves involved in things like this. I mean, they are like our ultimate. We run to them when nothing else is working. So to think that they are actually conniving and doing this, some of them. Auditors in public service want autonomy to expose corrupt deals. Biometric registration blues. More public sector workers paid. That's according to the head of government payroll. That will be good news, right? Back page of the Daily Graphic. Decongestion of Tamale Central Business District begins. And our only prayer is that they're able to hold on to this. If you say hawkers should not be here, please stick to it, even when it's getting really close to the elections. All right, so this story says the Controller and Accountant General's Department has released the salaries of 9,234 public sector workers who did not receive their salaries in April 2017. So, you know, if you missed it, please check again. You never know. Maybe it hits their accounts now. Also on page 16 in the graphic on this very disturbing story, a soldier and taxi driver have been arrested for allegedly attacking and robbing some residents of Bachona and the Spintex Road in Accra following police intelligence. So 2 other soldiers believed to be accomplices in the robberies on the Spintex Road in Bachona are on the run. The names of the suspect have been given by the police as Corporal Bernard Chagli, a soldier attached to the 37 military hospital, and Joseph Ansa, the taxi driver. The police arrested 2 when they pulled over a taxi at the Inshiraba Kojo City nightclub near the Sakumono Community 18 Global Access Bank in Accra about 10 a.m. on May 14, 2017. During a search on the 2 suspects after the arrest, the police retrieved pair of handcuffs believed to have been used to harass their victims. Okay. All right, so there are more stories in the Daily Graphic newspaper. You can take a good read. Let's just update ourselves with what the president is up to in Senegal. All right, it says President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has left Ghana to begin the 2nd phase of his official working visit to countries within the Economic Community of West African States region. The president left Accra yesterday and will be visiting Senegal, Guinea, and Cape Verde. All right, now we know the details of that released by Eugene Ahin, who's Director of Communications at the Presidency in the newspaper. You can grab it and take a good read. Let's turn our attention to the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page of the Times, school feeding caterers pickets over 144 million Ghana cedis arrears. Also, past broadcasting right to information bill. Justice Animi Yabua saying there, President Akufo-Addo off to Senegal. And the banner headline, government to roll out national ID cards for all Ghanaians from August. COP interdicted for stealing motorbike. Back page is sports. FA to unveil Appiah today. Like, really, what does it mean? FA to unveil Appiah today. I'll talk to Benedict on this. We know, Appiah is our coach. What kind of unveiling again? Tanzania hold, is it Fansid Mallet? Or Fansid Mali, Enya targets Gold King Award. These are some of the sports headlines on the back page of the Times. But there's one story of interest, which is on page 3. Just a little bit of it. It says, the policeman who is standing trial before the Home Magistrate Court for Court 1 for stealing a motorbike, Constable Sambo Umaru Al-Hassan, has been interdicted. Now, the Volta Regional Police Commander, ACP Nanas Asoma, who confirmed this to the Ghanaian Times, said, quote, "You do not expect a police officer to appear in the dock in uniform," unquote. Constable Al Hassan, 25, has made 2 appearances before the court and pleaded not guilty to stealing. Jointly charged with him is his alleged accomplice Ali Suleimana, 22, a driver, who has also pleaded not guilty to the same charge. So essentially, here is a constable who is standing trial for stealing a motorbike. He's supposed to be protecting us. And also 4 arrested for robbery in Kumasi. It says the Ashanti Regional Police Command has arrested 4 persons suspected to be involved in a series of robberies in parts of the Kumasi metropolis. Let's do the Daily Dispatch, the Daily Dispatch newspaper front page. Ensuring fire safety at nightclubs. 8 sports closed down, more to follow. Woes of Ghana's 20,000 unemployed nurses. Now, if you club and you've got a favorite, you might want to check the Daily Dispatch. Maybe your favorite club has been closed for fire safety issues. The Daily Guide newspaper, front page of the Daily Guide. Nana on 3-nation tour. NCA boss to refund $1.5 million cash. Also, I'm not dead. That's according to Rollins. But who is spreading this rumor? Mahama in secret meeting for 2020 in Kumasi. That's also another story there. So it says John Mahama with Apia Stadium and family at Golden Tulip Hotel in Kumasi yesterday. Let's touch bits and pieces on some of the stories. Let's start with the NCA boss who's supposed to refund some $1.5 million. It says after reportedly admitting that they took $4 million unlawfully from the state's kitty, some former members of the Board of National Communication Authority have said they are prepared to refund the cash. The $8 million contract was meant to buy spying and phone tapping equipment for the National Security Secretariat, but $4 million out of the total amount allegedly ended up in the private account, with $1.5 million of the money going to NCA Board of Directors under the President Mahama's NDC. Okay, so you see the link the paper is trying to make there. So details of that in the paper. Refund pledge says Daily Guide has learned that the former board chairman Eugene Bafo Boni, a junior brother, okay, well, let me skip that. And then senior staffer to former, okay, well, let's just stick to this. Daily Guide has learned that the former board chairman Eugene Bafo Boni has pledged to mobilize his colleagues to refund the money. He reportedly asked for 1 month, which ends this month, that's May 2017, to return his loot and get the other board members to negotiate with EcoBank to refund the rest of the money into NCA account. Apparently, it was a scene of blame game when some of the directors faced interrogators over the missing $4 million. If you like gossips, there's more with the story. You can grab it and read the rest of it. There was another story, yes, about a secret meeting in Kumasi for Mahama 2020. And the paper says former President John Dramani Mahama's intention of contesting for the presidency again on the ticket of the NDC in 2020 is gathering momentum, even though it is shrouded in secrecy. The ex-president went to Kumasi, the Ashanti regional capital, in a private jet last Sunday, where he is alleged to have held secret meetings with several top guns in the NDC about his intention of running for the presidency again. And again, if you're into gossip, please grab the paper and read the rest of this. It's all in the Daily Guide newspaper. Our last hardcore paper is the Business and Financial Times front page. Debt level declines to 62% of GDP. Debts reprofiling saves 612 million Ghana cedis, according to our Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. Revised GIPC Act to clamp on fronting. UMB inaugurates 2 centers in Accra is another headline here. Back page, Lakeside Estate goes commercial, opens business center, and Zen Petroleum donates to Takoradi gas explosion victims. why don't we just quickly run through the online portals? Okay, but a lot of you are sending messages. So let me just continue with a few of the messages and then we will go online. This one says, we should be reminding the MP and government every single day. You have the chance to be, oh, okay. Why am I... You want your constituency to be mentioned because you say there are major problems like road, water, electricity, etc. That's the Salaga South constituency in the northern region. Nuruddin, you're sending me this message and you're reminding me that I'm on this platform, so I should be re-echoing your issues every morning. Okay, I'll do that. Just keep sending me every morning. Yeah. All right. This one says, Danso Sechi in Nigeria sending me a very nice message. I like to keep it to myself. Thank you, Danso Sechi in Nigeria, or Mo Niger. Thanks for watching our show, the AM show. This one says, oh, somebody missing Roland. Stay cool wherever you are, Roland, because Mama V just said she doesn't know your whereabouts. That's from John Ayangba in Kadinga. Help me thank God for adding another year full of blessings into my life. On behalf of Roland Walker, I wish you a happy, happy birthday today. John Ayangba in Kadinga. Enjoy your birthday. Now, let's do the online portals. We start off with myjoyonline.com. This is a story that really you're not obviously waking up to hear. Mother dies on Mother's Day, saving daughter's life. A mother in Long Island showed the depths of her love on Mother's Day by giving up her life to save her daughters. I'm sure you want to find out exactly how. You can log on to our website and then check the details of this. Also on myjoyonline.com, ESPN anchor suffered miscarriage on air. A good read, really. Especially if you're a woman, you might want to read this. Also on My Joy Online this day, award-winning Mexican journalist assassinated. So like Tuesday morning, and most of the stories are like really not stories that we want to read, but you want to read it. Also on My Joy Online. Apology accepted. Now pay salaries. Workers' union tells government. We'll see how that goes. Now that we've been told that some of the monies have been paid, I guess we wait to hear from those who still haven't received their salaries. NDC lawyer resurrect $2.25 billion bond issue right to AG. And we know that the Attorney General says they've received the letter. They're going to respond in due course. But they're not going to make that public. They're going to send it to the lawyer who requested for those details. Also on the sites, Tamale traders cry as mayor decongests city. Hotline documentary, Poison on the Menu, highlights health risk. And we have a conversation on this because you got the opportunity to see part one of that documentary. We've got a part two today, though. That would concentrate on the use of pesticides. But today we're talking about the polluted water used in taking care of some of these vegetables that we don't even cook before consuming. Also, Generations actor killed trying to stop robbery. Oh, South Africans are paying tribute to a former actor on a popular local TV series, Generations, who was killed during Magging on Saturday night. And for those of you who are into Generations, I think at a point all of us were watching Generations. You might want to click on the story and you will know who the guy is. 9,000 packs of fake abortion drugs set to be destroyed. Food and Drugs Authority says it has the green light to destroy 90,000 packets of fake abortion drugs imported into the country by family planning giant DKT International. All right, there are more stories on myjoyonline.com, and if you missed anything on television at all, we've got a page. You can watch all the videos. Anything you missed on the AM show, for instance, you can catch up on myjoyonline.com. Let's quickly do City FM online. So we'll petition IGP over Adam Mohammed's death. That's according to Afoko's family. Also, mobile money interoperability to take off in November. That's according to our Vice President, Dr. Baomia. $150 million Gamma projects in limbo, only 900 toilets to show. We're sorry for removing genuine names from payroll. That's according to Ken Ofori-Atta, the finance minister. Let's go to the BBC now. Ivory Coast deal with rebel soldiers. And let's, go to the genesis of this. So I have another story on Ivory Coast, just so we understand this issue very well. So I'm sure we all remember quite well, because it's not too very long ago when there were disturbances in Ivory Coast. I saw former President Laurent Gbagbo ousted, arrested, and then there was a new president in place. Now, the rebel leaders or the rebels who helped in this fight to get Alassane Ouattara in place were absorbed into the army. Now, those people are now saying for all the things that they did and they were not paid, all the fights that they carried out and they were not paid, they're asking for payments now. And obviously, Ivory Coast doesn't have a lot of money now because, let me just read a little bit of the story, and then some of your ears are asking for more. Now, the Ivory Coast government says it has reached a deal with soldiers involved in a 4-day revolt over pay. And their defense minister appeared on state TV to announce a settlement had been reached. But only minutes later, 2 spokesmen for the rebels told Reuters there was no agreements. And the dispute over what the mutineers say are unpaid bonuses began on Friday and spread through major cities. Okay, so let me continue from where I left off. So these guys are asking for payments for the works that they did before Alassane Ouattara came into power, even though they've been absorbed into the army. And they've been paid. There was an agreed payments. They've been paid some of the monies, but the country doesn't have a lot of money now because cocoa prices are falling, and they are like the biggest. The cocoa industry is what keeps them alive, really. So that's it. There's no money to pay these guys, and these guys have decided to carry arms and hit the streets, even though they say they're not going to carry out a coup, but there are disturbances. Some of the towns have been seized, and so Ivory Coast is in the news for all the bad reasons. Again, with this rebel soldiers issue. Okay, I'll leave you to go through the stories. Just go visit the websites and click on any of the stories you've heard, or go to the newspaper stands and then read details, or grab the papers, like buy the newspapers and then read the stories. I promised you a conversation with Benedict because we're outdooring Kwesi Appiah today. Like, what kind of outdoor is that? He's a homegrown coach. A homegrown coach. And we're outdooring him today.